Okay guys, so welcome back to this tutorial where we are creating the PyCrypt application. This is the second part, and I think that we will be able to do it all in this part. If it gets too long, then I will take one more video, but let's cross our fingers for this. Just to go a bit through what we already have done. We have created our main window, and we added a few methods here that we will use. We set the title, set the size, and also we added the menus and also updated the status bar. What we're going to do now is to create the buttons and also the label that says welcome to PyCrypt, please choose your action. So without further ado, let's just get to it. We will call this for add buttons. We'll take the parameter self as always, and we will start off with the unreadable button. Unreadable button equals Q push button, and we will say encrypt my text. We will also update the status bar here. So unreadable button set status tip. Click here to encrypt my message. And then we'll have to connect it to the onClick unreadable method that we just created. So we will say unreadable button. And this is a button, so here it's not dot triggered anymore, it's dot clicked. Dot clicked, dot connect. And we are connecting it to self dot onClick unreadable, which, as we remember, is the method we made here, which takes us to the unreadable page, or the class, if you will. We remove the redundant parentheses there. Then we are going to make the readable button. So readable button, as you might have guessed, this is also a Q push button, and we will say decrypt my text. Then we will have to update the status bar here as well. So readable button dot set status tip. Click here to decrypt my message. After doing that, we will have to connect this as well. So we will do readable button dot clicked dot connect, and then self dot onClick. Big S, sorry about that. Self onClick readable, which will take us to the readable page or class. After doing that, we will add the label, which says welcome to PyCrypt, please choose your action. We will say label span, because it's going to span a few columns, equals Q label. Then we will say welcome to PyCrypt, please choose your action. Then we will have to create a grid layout. So grid layout equals Q grid layout. And then we'll have to add the widget. So grid layout dot add widget, and we are adding the unreadable button first. Unreadable button, and we'll place it at 5 and 1. And then we will do grid layout dot add widget, and we will add the readable button, and we will place that as, yes, you guessed correctly, 5 and 2. And then once again, grid layout dot add widget, label span, and we will place this at 0 and 1. And then we will have to see here, create the Q widget. So layout widget, layout widget equals to a Q widget. Then we will do layout widget again, and we will set layout. That will of course be the grid layout that we just created. And then we will have to self set central widget. That will also be the layout widget. So now let's see how this looks. We will have to put this up here that we already did. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's see how it looks. We might have to move the label a bit, but we will see here shortly. Main window has no attribute add a button, so where is this here? Ah, that's because we called it buttons, and here it says buttons. Sorry about that. Some buttons. Those small mistakes, I guess you already know, they do happen all the time, no matter how much you are coding. No, I think this looks quite good. We do not have to do anything with the label. Here we have the main window, as we saw also when I showed you the app in the first video. So just let's get started with the other classes. Remove some white space there. We will start off with the readable class, and we will have to change the add buttons. It will inherit, as we see here, from main window, but we don't need the same buttons and everything. So we are just going to take that method and we're going to change it so it will display the text sheet and everything we need. So add buttons, and we will do the self.decrypt button, that's an underline, button equals a Q push button, and we will say here make the text readable. And then we will do self.decrypt button, and we will update the status bar as well, so set status tip, and we will say click here to make the message readable. Then we will set text box, which will be the QPlainTextEdit, which is the blank sheet that we write in. So self.textbox, that's a good variable name, isn't it? And that's the QPlainTextEdit, and that will take the parameter self. Then we will do self.textbox.resize, and we want it to be 400 times 450. 400 times 450. I tried it out, and that's a good size for us. We will have to create a grid layout, so grid layout equals Q grid layout, and then grid layout.add widget. And we are adding, see here, self.decrypt button. We will also, as I said earlier, you just have to try this out. So I placed this at 5 and 30. That worked out for me. And then we will do self.decrypt button. And we will place, say, if you clicked, all the time I want to write trigger there because I just worked with a lot of labels, but click.connect, and then we are connecting it to self.decrypt, which we will make shortly. And let's see here. Decrypt, we will have to add the widget, so grid layout.add widget, and we are adding the self.text box. Remove those, we don't need those. There you are. Self.text box, and we will place that at 5 and 1 again. Just have to try and fail a bit there, but that works out. And then we will do the layout widget. So layout widget equals to Q widget, and then we will put the buttons. Now we can actually wait with that, and we'll see if this works out first. And then we will do layout widget dot set layout, and we will do grid layout here, of course. Then we have to set the central widget, so self dot set central widget, and that will be the layout widget. Let's see if this looks kind of okay before we do anything else. See, was it this one? Python has stopped working. Okay, we will not check that out straight away. That's because we haven't defined this yet. So we will have to define the, let's see here, def decrypt. Decrypt, and it will take the parameter self. This is the decryptation. So we will do this quite easily. We're just basically changing one letter for another letter, a number, or whatever sign you want. So we will do one with the intab 1, and we will do that equal to the alphabet, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, of course, K, L, O, M, N, O, 2 O's. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, O, M, N, K, L, M, N, O, P. Jesus, you would have thought I knew the alphabet by now. And then Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And there we go. I do know the alphabet. So Alt tab here will be, and this is what corresponds with those letters. So here we can basically take whatever we want. Just make sure that we don't use the same letters, because then when we are going to encrypt and decrypt, it will be a mistake. So let's just do this. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Then we will do this, 23, 24. We can do this, 25, 26, 27. And there we have the alphabet. So basically what we will do is that we will change these letters out with these letters. We will not use the square, that will be strange. So let's use something else instead. Let's use a dollar sign. And let's not use that one either. Let's use the @ sign. There we go. We don't want the string to be all messed up. And then we will say we will take the text from the text box. So we'll do s equals self.textbox, and then we will do that to plain text. And then since we will do this easy, so we want everything in lowercase. So we will do a equals s.lower. And then we will say that crypted equals, and we will say, let's say encrypted actually, which looks a bit easier. It's one more letter, but that will be okay. Encrypted equals, and this is a bit harder one, a dot translate, which is basically a method that changes out these letters for these letters. And then we will do dictionary ORD, and this is X here, colon I4, this to play here, EX in zip, and here we get to the change, so in tab 1 and then out tab. Let's call that, I don't know why I call them 1, but let's call them both of them 1, because why not? And then we will do clear the text box, so self text box dot clear, and then we will do self dot text box dot set plain text crypted. We will now want the crypted text to be displayed, so we clear out what we wrote and we take the crypted instead, or the encrypted actually. Now let's see if we can get this one to work. Let's see if we will get a mistake here. So this is this page. It looks like it works quite good. I guess we will move this button down, so we will have to put that in. So let's see here, where should we go in? We can go in here, for example, and we will do the grid layout dot set alignment self dot, and what did we call that button? The decrypt button. So we will do here, let's see, decrypt button. Sorry about that, I had to take a sip of my tea. I get a bit dry from all this speaking, and we will align this at the bottom. So align bottom, remove those parentheses there as well. Now let's see if we manage to move that to the bottom. So decrypt my text, now it is down there. Click here to make the message readable. And if we type in here now, we will not get anything because these are not in that library. I think actually we will make the one more video. We started off in a bit wrong way. Now it will maybe be a bit easier. We'll start off with the page that made the text encrypted and not decrypted. But anyway, we will get there. The next video will basically just be to make the last class and then make it work. As always, if you have any questions about what we did, especially regarding all of this down here, don't feel shy, and please do not hesitate to ask them in the comment section down below. And if you like what I'm trying to show you, or at least appreciate what I'm trying to learn you, then give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more exciting videos to come.